Glad that you're here this morning. I'm Melissa Radke, and David Radke is here. But again, we have some guys outside that are building a fence, and he is outside talking to them. I think he's walking in right now. And boy, is he! He is actually strutting in, looking cute and spicy. So good morning to everybody. Glad that y'all are here. Happy Wednesday.
July 10th.
Is this Wednesday or Tuesday?
Wednesday.
This is Wednesday. I'm in a tizzy about it.
Although Tuesday was so good, we might do it again.
Oh, you look cute. That's the shirt I bought you for Father's Day.
Yes.
These are these boxy shirts that I bought you, and I love you in them.
Boxy?
That's what they were called online. I'm not seeing any comments as you hop on this morning. Let us know where you're watching from. We're so glad that you're a part. We did a live yesterday on Facebook, and there was a bunch of people watching. And at the end, I invited them to come this morning and watch our show. They're like, "Oh, we're so glad we caught y'all live. We're so glad we caught y'all live. We never see y'all live." And I'm like, we are literally here every single morning. So Estella, I'm so glad that you're here from Dallas, Texas. Estella, girl.
You gotta say it like this. Estella! Estella!
Estella, I don't know if you like sushi, but David showed me this place yesterday. And I know that you live in Dallas. And so us telling you about a great place to eat, you're probably like, y'all, I have a million of them. Because David and I were in Dallas the other day, and we were like, you could eat at a different place every single day and you still would never reach everything. But he showed me this place yesterday. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh, it looks amazing. Deborah Wood is in Stuttgart, Arkansas. Glad that you're here this morning. Veggie sushi. Stella, that's not sushi. That's just raw veggies. You can get that down at the local grocery. Okay.
Do you remember what it was called? I'd be interested to hear if people in the Dallas area have either heard of it or go, yeah, that is actually very nice. I mean, the pictures look great, but sometimes they can.
I have no clue. Everything that's like Japanese like that or like sushi is named Komodo to me. Komodo sushi. Komodo ramen. That's the word that always comes to mind.
I feel like that might have been it. Now that you said
No,
that.
it is not. It was not it.
This place is a brunch place where they have like all you can eat. And then even if you want to do all you can drink, like for 2 hours, you can add that on or whatever.
All the Cokes you want?
All like, it looks like they had, what's the noodles you like?
Ramen?
It looks like they had ramen and dim sum and just all kind of stuff.
Deborah Wood says if there's a rock and roll sushi near you to go eat at it. I don't think I've ever eaten at a rock and roll sushi, but I have heard great things about them. You've eaten at one before. Mm-hmm. We don't have great sushi in Lufkin. We have sushi. It's not great sushi. It'll do in a pinch.
And I have some...
David, stop it. I'm
some
so sick of hearing this.
I'm not the one that decided to sign a lease for a sushi restaurant next to a PetSmart. I just don't think that's a proper location.
David said to me one time, I was literally putting a sushi in my mouth, and he said, "Where do you think all those goldfish go when they die at PetSmart?" I'm thinking that's right there on top of that rice.
In your goldfish roll.
There's not a goldfish roll, David. Anyway, you guys, I am doing a book jacket photo shoot next week, which means it's pretty much head, okay? It's pretty much from here to here. And I wanted to ask y'all a question. How long is that going to go on? I wanted to ask you guys a question. Can y'all let me know over the course of the next several days? So my photo shoot is not until next Wednesday. Over the course of the next several days, when you see my hair, could you say, yes, that's the way you should do it? Now, I'll come on tomorrow. I'll look atrocious. Who knows what it'll be? But I'm just saying, like today, I did a side part, which I have not done in a very long time. Pulled some of it back, had a side part. Normally, I part it in the middle. Sometimes it's big and froofy like Texas. Sometimes it's kind of sleek. I would like to know what y'all like. So I'm going to try to do my hair different ways over the next couple of days. And then I would like for people to say, That's the way I like it best. And no doubt, everybody will have differing opinions.
And you're going to have to fix it every day. You can't come out here one day and look.
Froofy like Texas.
That's, yeah, I don't.
No for today. I like the side part, but I don't like it pulled back. Very good. Okay, thank you. Christina said she really liked my hair yesterday, which was kind of this, but just not pulled back, because this is the same hair. I just redid the same hair. But the other day I went to the beauty shop, got my hair done, and my girl fixed my hair before I left, and it was just kind of straight all over, right? And everybody online was like, "Oh, I love your hair." So Tanya says no for today. It needs more lift. More? Okay. So anyway, just as you see things, I am literally asking y'all to troll me essentially over the next couple of days. Am I allowed to say that you need to tan your neck since we're picking you apart? I mean, yes, you can say it 100%, but if you think I hadn't already noticed it, it's freaking killing me. It's killing me.
You have selfless tanner, number one, and the photographer can also touch that up in post.
She won't have to. This gonna be corrected. But I'm gonna tell you why it's like this, because when I'm laying out, I'm reading a book, just like this. So that's why it's like that. And I noticed it, and I'm gonna tell you something. I'm not happy about it.
That's the reason why I'm in the pool. I can't see anything because I'm like this the whole time, because I refuse to wear sunglasses.
I can't stand it.
I refuse to wear sunglasses because otherwise I'll have these big raccoon-looking eyes. So I don't know. She may be done for the day. She just got up and walked off. She didn't say anything. I have no idea where she's going, what she's doing. Maybe she's going to get something. Maybe she's going to get what she's going to use. I don't know. She's talking to the dog. So anyway, so glad to have you with us here this morning. As Melissa mentioned, we did a live yesterday on Facebook. If you didn't catch it, you really ought to watch it. We talked all about Beautiful You products, and so if you have any questions about that, but we also had a really fun time. It was actually really good. So she is getting it right now. She is just making it happen.
And I'm trying not to get it on my shirt, but
Did you?
it's killing me.
I don't think you put enough on there.
Baby, it's just for the neck. Okay.
What you don't want to do is put too much, and then it looks like it's dirty.
Whew. It'll be better. Okay. No, Suze, you can absolutely say that. But
what I was saying is, if you didn't get a chance to watch that live, it's actually, we had a lot of fun, as well as if you have any questions about Beautiful You, any of the wellness products that are just ridiculously good, but they're only half as good as the ownership of the company, which should tell you something. So we're big fans, but we had a really good time. But the reason why I say that is I'm just wondering if anybody is on here this morning for the first time that caught that live. So many times, especially on Facebook, because Facebook isn't the home for Melissa where it used to be. And so there isn't a lot of behind the scenes or daily life or those kind of things on there. And so sometimes people are like, "Oh, I missed that." It's like, well, follow on Instagram, follow on TikTok, and then every morning we do a live on YouTube. So there's lots of daily content out there if you're wanting more Melissa. But anyway,
or if you're wanting more Pookie and Jet. We got to look them up, David. We got to look them up, okay?
I think we ought to do one of those. What are those things like remember when Law and Order would have Law and Order and then SVU, and Criminal Intent, or whatever.
It was when SVU would combine with Chicago PD, right?
No,
I'm sorry. You're talking about
a Dick Wolf is not ever going to partner with anybody else but another Dick Wolf.
Okay, Dick. What are you talking about?
SVU
they would cross with Chicago PD.
No, Chicago Fire or whatever crosses that, and Law and Order would cross with Law and Order SUV, but they wouldn't cross.
Are you talking about doing an episode together?
Or like it starts on one and finishes on the other.
That happens all the time with the Chicago shows.
But you're saying SUV. Or SVU.
It starts with Mariska Hargitay, and then she says, but this is like a rape that happened in Chicago several years back. So they call Chicago, and then that team comes. It happens all the time. I just saw it.
I don't guess I've ever seen one of those.
I was going to say, what are you doing testing my Law and Order?
Are all those shows Dick Wolf shows?
I don't know, but they're all NBC shows, and they cross all the time. A man was killed in this apartment in a fire. Well, that's funny because his dad was killed in another fire in Chicago. Bring all the firemen in. Let's talk about it.
I know,
that happens all the time.
I know for a fact.
Okay, I'm really going to fight with you about this.
I know for a fact last year there was a 3-hour episode. The first hour was Law and Order. I may have them out of order, but the first hour was Law and Order. The second was SU, and the third one was
yes, organized
crime. And it all went through.
Great, wonderful. But I'm telling you, there's a terrible actor on Chicago PD, and he's the captain. And he talks like this. And he was just on there. And Sophia Bush is also on Chicago PD. And she was just on there. And she said to Mariska Hargitay, it's okay. I never really knew my father. And then Mariska Hargitay said, well, that makes 2 of us. And then it went to Dick Wolf. So don't test me on this.
Okay.
Okay? Listen to me, you guys. That is a phone going off somewhere in this house. Oh, it's Rocco's. If he set an alarm, he'll never hear it. It's going to go off for an hour. You guys, this is a true story. This happened over the 4th of July weekend, and we need to talk about it. Gwyneth Paltrow had people at her home and some very, very close friends of hers at her home. One of them is a guy. He's single, he's not married, and he's very prevalent in celebrity circles, okay? Don't be talking bad about Hank Voight. I think he is a horrible actor. Anyway, okay. He's very prevalent in celebrity circles and stuff like that, but he's not an actor or anything. I'm sure he's a philanthropist. He goes and he's at Gwyneth Paltrow's dear friends. He wakes up and he has pooped in the bed.
He shat himself.
He has had exploding diarrhea. He has gotten sick. And he leaves that morning before people get up and leaves the scene. From the news sources, didn't say a word to anybody. Not to Gwyneth, not to anybody. They just had to find this. Amy, it's not important how we know it, okay? We know it from some sources, okay? From some sources. But I looked it up. Like if you look it up, several Google places are talking about it. First of all, we've never been invited to Gwyneth's house. But if we did, I'd want to have diarrhea because I'd be so nervous. Have y'all ever been in a situation like that where something horrific happened and you fled the scene? Okay? Fine, I will look it up. David, answer that question right now while I look it up.
What was the...
Google places. Said the Mormon. Somebody pooped in Gwyneth Paltrow's bed. I hit search.
I'm not seeing the... You said...
Celeb who fled Gwyneth Paltrow's home. It's from... okay. What should the guest who pooped in Gwyneth Paltrow... That's from the Daily Beast. Here's Vulture. Gwyneth Paltrow's bestie bowel blowout. Here's Heat World. The A-list Ozempic user who pooped the bed at a Hollywood party. Here's Sky News Australia. It's everywhere. It's everywhere, y'all. Now, they are saying it happened because he was on Ozempic, which he's very small. I don't get that, but welcome to Hollywood. That he was on Ozempic and he had an Ozempic blowout. But I thought Ozempic, I thought it stopped you up. I thought it stopped you up. I didn't know it gave you blowouts. I thought it actually made you constipated and made you nauseous.
Yeah, I've heard the nauseous. I haven't heard that. I'm just confused. It's obviously mortifying. I get that. But you have to clean it up as best you can yourself. You're going to your restroom. if it's a guest room, you would assume it has its own restroom. You know, you're doing the best you can.
I'm betting Gwyneth
Maybe-
Paltrow's guest room has a bath.
Maybe she even has a housekeeper. I would
I
find
would
the
think.
housekeeper and go and say, I'm so sorry, and like, you know, give her a couple $100 and say, I had a terrible accident. I did the best I could. Can you take care
That's
of it?
what I don't understand.
I don't understand why you would just get up and go, I'm out. Like, did he not think she'd remember she had him stay?
I don't know.
Or
It doesn't make logical sense. It does not make logical sense. Somebody just said in the comments, I would leave, go buy new sheets, come back, take those sheets off, replace. Like, there wouldn't have been they wouldn't have found a stitch of DNA from Melissa Radke.
well, and if you're really talking about an A-lister, I would be calling, you know, Mattress Max or whatever his name is,
Yeah.
and go, I need you over here in the next 5 minutes with a brand new, what is this, a Stearns and Foster mattress. I need a new sheet. Like, I would replace
Right.
the whole thing and just go burn the other one.
I don't understand
But I don't
it.
understand who gets up and leaves, number one, okay? But then number two,
Number two, no pun intended.
Number two, if this happened to you, and this truly was, she said a close friend or whatever, would you totally out them? How did this information get out? Unless maybe there was a housekeeper going, oh, no. Okay, maybe something like that, but
I don't know. Personally, I don't have no feelings towards Gwyneth Paltrow. I just don't think she would have done that because I think in those circles, everybody understands privacy.
well,
So I
and-
have a hard time thinking, and then it said this, a 4th of July fun-filled weekend, and this story comes by way of, you know, that weekend comes by way of the Seinfelds and Gwyneth Paltrow. Like, it was a whole bunch of people together. So you don't know if an assistant to somebody.
So there's a lot of people.
There's a
in the
lot of
place.
people there, and an assistant to somebody was like, oh my gosh. You know what I'm saying? You don't know.
Okay, now what about this scenario? The person in question realized they had something the next day or a family, and he left the night before, thinking I've got to get back. I'll just call and get, you know, send my regrets or whatever that I had to leave early. So somebody else said, "Ooh, there's an open bedroom. I'm just going to crash in there," and they had the accident. Then I can see them going, "I'm out of here. I wasn't supposed to be here, or I wasn't supposed to see it."
Well, all I know is they say he has not posted on his Instagram, which has 1.7 million followers, since July 1st. He posted something on July 1st and he has gone, what do you call it? DNA? No, he has gone MIA. Since. He has not posted anything.
In fairness, he might have the grip and he might be on the toilet somewhere. He might not be able to get to the phone.
So one of our watchers just wrote that still to this day, it is the most embarrassing thing that has ever happened to them. But she was young. She started her cycle the very first time at a friend's house. And I thought she said the first time, I'm not sure, ruined sheets and everything, and then had to leave. Like, it was the most embarrassing thing ever. I don't know what would be worse. Ruining sheets and having to go through that embarrassment as a teenage girl who is already hormonal and, you know, thinks everyone in the world is staring at you, or as a celebrity, knowing that it's going to be out on the internet. I don't know what would be worse. Both would be terrible. But what has anything like that ever happened to y'all?
No one has ever relieved themselves in a bed of mine.
But I will tell you one thing that has happened to me. I'm sure it doesn't surprise any of y'all to know that your girl can have a blowout occasionally. Like, when I gotta go, I gotta go. And I don't make no bones about it. I got to go. But when we lived in Nashville, I don't see this quite as much anymore. But there are homes that are built with a small bathroom right there in the living room. That makes zero sense to me.
Like, a guest bathroom, like with a toilet, like just
A half toilet, like a half bath.
toilet and a sink, and that's all they got.
And
I'm picturing, wasn't one of them under like the stairs? Like it didn't even have a whole roof, like it was even kind of slanted, but just enough space.
But they will have put these were in a lot of these like kind of tract homes, and so they'd have these neighborhoods with them, and it would just be the whole living room, and that you would be like, I'm so sorry, where's your restroom? It's right there. It's this door that literally y'all will be on the other side of it, and then I'll be, yeah, it's right there.
And these were nice enough homes.
Oh, yeah.
But still, they are the type of home where, the builder is, and I'm making stuff up now, but the builder is going to use 1/2-inch sheetrock instead of a whole inch sheetrock. And they're going to use the prefab doors instead of actual wooden doors.
Or they're going to make a bathroom without any kind of fan in it.
So
which is what I found out that night.
You can talk right through the wall.
So David's sitting on the couch, and the couple goes, yeah, it's right there. What do I say at that point? There was we were a young couple. They were a young couple. We were all trying to be friends. I'm not going to do that. I will literally go to I will go to Jeremy and Janet's house. And when I have to go to the bathroom, I will go into their bedroom. I will say, I got to go to the bathroom. And they'll be like, go in the bedroom. I will go into their bedroom in their private bath. I'm not doing it out. Right? But I had to. And there was no fan. And it was mortifying. And I remember coming out of the bathroom and trying to open the door so little that I could just scoot my body through it and close it back real quick. You just sit there like a presidential candidate, like you've never done anything awful.
Well, I probably would have went, oh, thank you, and went in and faked it. You know what I mean?
You just ran water and made them sound.
I ain't doing what I got to do in here. I'll act like I'm,
well,
going to rush to come right out. Or, yeah, when I'm in the act, have it very timed. Have my hand back on the flush, and like right as it flushes. I
don't know if your family has. Remember the guy that rode the horse through the Boston Tea Party and yelled, "The British are coming! The British are coming!" I don't know if your family has one of those that walks through the house screaming at the top of their lungs, "Courtesy flush!" But we do. We do. It doesn't matter who in the family is in the bathroom, and it doesn't matter which bathroom it is. There is one person who will ride his horse down Main Street yelling, "Courtesy flush." And it is so annoying. It is so pious, but it's this one right here.
Why wouldn't you courtesy flush? Why wouldn't everyone courtesy flush?
Baby, we do. We just can't stand there and flush it fast enough for you.
You could be like...
Anyway, today we're going to tell you about a couple of things we've watched, and we haven't watched much, to be perfectly honest with you. We are still right in the middle of Presumed Innocent, and I would like to know who y'all think killed Carolyn Polimas, because everybody I talk to has a different idea, okay? Everybody has a different idea of who killed her. My girlfriend swears it's the mean attorney. My cousin thinks that him and her, Carolyn and him, were like having a rough night. Like they got too aggressive and did that, and it killed her. Everybody has another thought, and so I just was asking y'all. Shannon thinks it's the mean attorney. I think it's the terrible attorney. I think the terrible attorney is too obvious. I think it's too obvious. I was going to say it was the wife, but how would the wife know how that woman was posed and all that kind of stuff? Except that he did leave a file open on his desk at home where the children could have seen it.
Yeah. So
I don't know, but I think the other attorney, it's just too obvious. But anyway, great show. We're watching that. And the other one that we recently watched, and David and I had zero problems with it. We liked it. It was a cute little Netflix movie. But people on TikTok are tearing it up. And that is A Family Affair. A Family Affair with Zac Efron, Nicole Kidman, and Joey King. Has anybody seen that one? Very clean. It's a very clean movie. And I thought it was kind of cute. I mean, I'll tell you who's not cute, Zac Efron. What happened there? What happened to him? He's got the jaw of a G.I. Joe.
Now, he did have some bad accident years ago.
See, they're saying I didn't finish it, but Stephanie watched it and loved it. And Estella thought it was cute. I did too.
I thought it was cute. I mean, it's not going to be up for an Academy Award or anything.
I don't think they were.
And I think that's a perfect streaming movie. You know what I mean?
Yes.
That's a perfect streaming movie.
This is the part where David is going to go into the diatribe about how you should watch the new Twister in theaters. Okay, go ahead.
No, but there are movies that they do, they do deserve a big theater. I loved Red Notice. It would have been better in a theater.
What's that?
Remember Ryan Reynolds? And
The Rock?
And The Rock, and yeah. So there's some movies play better, I think, on the big screen.
Hi, there's donuts right there. And did you already come get the Cokes?
No, I'll put them in the fridge.
There's donuts and Cokes.
What's up?
Who's here?
Nobody's here.
Fence.
Fence guys are here.
Um,
Hey, say hi.
Oh,
They want to say hi. Okay, it's the boys. It's Rocco and
Hello.
and his friend.
are they
And
cleaning
his
it out?
friend Sam. Anyway, it's donuts and Cokes. The Cokes are in the fridge. And there's 3 chocolate and then 3 chocolate with sprinkles.
I
Fried
want
over
chocolate
'em.
sprinkles.
Well, there's 3 of them. You're not gonna eat 3.
He's a guest. He gets to
He's
pick.
a guest.
He is not a guest.
He's a guest. He don't live here. Well,
When was the last time I was here, Andrew? 3 months ago. Exactly.
Okay.
Stuff went down.
I want to now move into book.
Well, wait. There is another one we're watching that we're wildly crazy about.
Y'all,
What?
The Bear just gets better.
It's really good. Now, I will tell you,
It just
The
gets better and better to me.
language, especially on one episode in particular, the language took a
What
hard.
did it do, David? How did it do? It is so good.
It's really good. I told Melissa, they've got either a new director of photography, they're using different cameras, they're using something. I mean, the shots are just amazing. But then just the show, the writing and the acting, I mean, it's really, really
In
good.
fact, listen to this. I sat out scallops this morning. Okay? You love scallops. I don't. I always cook them too long and then they're too chewy. I set out scallops and I want you. What are you reading? Oh, Stephanie's like, it moved too slow for my ADD. I would think the exact opposite.
Ooh, when did you watch? Unless you watch season 2, I could maybe see that on season 2. Season 1, I would think it would maybe cause your ADD to go into overdrive because
Exactly.
it's so much.
I would. That's what I first thought you said, and I thought it was. I think it's like so much going on, but anyway, I even set out scallops tonight because the other day the bear was cutting them up in the kitchen, and I saw them, and now I need scallops. But I see your comments on things that y'all. Where are y'all going?
Hey, I have a question. Can I just put them in a pile in the front yard?
You are not doing limbs with Sam.
Well, we gotta hang out with Taylor and Danica, so we gotta get it done.
Rockland,
But you're not making Sam do
you're
any
not
of it.
making Sam do those limbs.
He's
No.
He's not making.
No, he actually
I
offered because he wanted to see Danica because Danica's going on a trip in a couple of days.
Take Dad's truck and y'all drive and just throw them in truck, throw them in truck, throw them in truck, throw them in truck.
Well, I still would not drive it in the field though after all that rain.
Yeah, I'll probably just drive
It'll,
it.
it's fine.
No,
No,
not,
no,
well,
it's
not for
fine.
another day or
Okay,
two.
go away. Sorry. We have this incredible YouTube show, but we're still parents. We put God and family first. Anyway, okay, y'all are talking about shows that you're watching. I did see this come through a couple of different times. Apple Never Falls or Apples Always Fall, something like that
yeah.
on Peacock, made me want to pluck my toenails out.
Did you finish it?
from the root.
Did you ever finish it?
Yes. I absolutely abhorred it. I loved I think there were like 10 episodes. I loved episodes 1 through 8. The last 2, I almost asked them for my money back, my time back. It was a waste of time at the end. It was a complete waste of time. Apple never falls. I watched it and I was like, that is so stupid. That is so dumb. And I wanted my money back. So yes, I loved the first mini episodes. But when you get to the very end,
And they've not planned.
it's like reading an entire mystery book and you're like, this is so good. This is really good. I don't know who did it. And then the last chapter is like, anyway, here's what happened. She just walked outside one day and she slipped on the ice and died. And it's like, no, that's not at all what happened. But I'm just, I did not like it. I did not care for it.
It's like it sounds like they didn't really have an ending. And so they just like, okay, let's do this.
Okay. Anyway.
Several people have mentioned, or so I'm talking about Your Honor.
Yep.
Now, a lot of people are just discovering that because it just came to Netflix. It came out on Showtime a few years ago, several years ago probably. Your Honor, the first season is just
Wonderful.
phenomenal. Mm-hmm. Second season, I think it kind of lost a little bit of steam, but
Someone's talking about The Perfect Wife, and I guess I don't know what that is. I don't know what y'all are talking about, but I will look it up. I'm always open to reading, to watching something new. But I do want to get to 2 books, and then we got to go. We've been on here too long. The first book I'm reading right now is called The Enneagram for Moms. So y'all know I'm a fan of the Enneagram.
now are they able to they can't get this shit though, can they?
This comes out in tomorrow.
Oh, okay.
It's literally released tomorrow. Guys, I'm a fan of the Enneagram. I'm also trying to understand these children. And it says, see the true colors of yourself and your children as God intends. It's the Enneagram for Moms. And I'm really liking it. But I'm liking it because I'm trying to figure out my children. They are just at an age where I don't understand them, y'all. I don't. And they're growing into who they're going to be. I know that. But sometimes their Enneagram conflicts with my Enneagram. It's just really, so this is a good one. Don't talk about DCC yet. Don't talk about it. I'm ending with it. And then,
if you're interested in either one of these books, I will put a copy in the I'll put a link in the copy.
okay. But the book right now, it's been out for a long time. In fact, I'm reading it in paperback. I only have about 3 chapters left. I want to know if you have ever read this. It should be required reading in our schools. This is so wonderful. The Water Dancer by Ta-Nehisi Coates is so wonderful. And it is a difficult book to read. It is about slavery. But you guys, I told you many, many months ago about a book I read that I loved called The Kitchen House.
Keep talking for a second.
Called The Kitchen House. And it was about slavery as well. So, are they screenshotting it?
Screenshot. I just realized it was showing backwards.
But The Kitchen House is so great. It was a little bit of an easier read than this. But you guys, this should be high schoolers should have to read this. If you pick it up, if you go to your library and you're like, I'm going to give it a try, I'm going to tell you that his writing is very different, and at first you're going to be like, I can't do this. I think the first probably 4 or 5 pages, I was like, this is going to be over my head. Get into a groove with his writing, and you'll understand He's a prolific writer. He's a beautiful writer. You'll get into the groove and you'll be just fine. But I almost want to make Remy read this.
Oh, really?
It's so important. And one of the things I love is that this is at a time when the Underground Railroad had started. And he talks about a person named Moses that is very, very powerful in the underground. And he wanted to escape and meet Moses. And he was very shocked to find that Moses was just a nickname for a very ordinary woman named Harriet. And
That's kind of emotional.
I cannot say enough. I cannot say enough about it. So check that out if you haven't already. And now, to swing the complete opposite way, we will end with a discussion on America's Sweethearts.
Can I step away for this? Mm-hmm. See you back here tomorrow.
What?
What's it?
Oh, I was just reading someone's comment. You really are leaving. You really don't care about it.
I don't, and I'll grab those links for them.
I want a one word description on Kelly Finglass. Give me what is your one word to describe Kelly Finglass? We're going to get to Judy. You don't got to give me your Judy word, okay? But what is your one word description on Kelly Finglass? I'm going to wait. Ice. That's a good one, Maria. Intimidating. Y'all best be right now. Stephanie. Oh, y'all. I would say Kelly Monty just said it. Kelly Monty just said it. The B word. She is something. She is something. Okay. Here's yes or no. Just yes or no. Do you think Kelly and Judy like each other? Very good point. I think she has been groomed to be that way. So groomed. Very good point. But is she worse than the dance mom teacher? No, absolutely not. That was just pitiful. The dance mom, Abby, whatever. You do not think they get along in real life. You do not think they get along in real life. Not even a little. I think there's a love-hate for each other. No, you do not think they get along in real life. I think that they both want their jobs. They both know that their jobs pay very well and are notoriety. So they do not want to lose their jobs. So they make that relationship work. But I do not think they are spending Christmas together. I do not think that they go shopping together on their nights off. Let's just say that. Okay? That's what I think. I just don't think Kelly came across great. There's no possible way she could be okay with how she came across on that show. But I'm going to tell you something else. Kelly seems lonely. She does, doesn't she? She does kind of seem lonely. I don't think their jobs pay as well as we would think. What gave you that impression? What, Jenna, why do you say that? What gave you that impression? Jenna said, because Kelly's car didn't even have tinted windows and it's Texas. No, we're not talking about cheerleaders. Yeah, I expected to see Kelly living in a much nicer home. Her home was nice. But I expected to see her living like crazy luxury. But I still think they're paid well. I do. I think they're paid well. I think she's got two grown children and she's putting them through college and stuff. I think they're paid well. Okay, next question. It's just easier to ask these questions. I would like to know when it was all over and said and done, What cheerleader did you walk away being a fan of? Did you walk away loving? She was the one, I wanted her to make it. I liked her personality. I thought she was pretty. I don't think they needed to change her hair. What is the cheerleader that you were rooting for? Okay, Reese, 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 Reese. Reese. Okay, this is interesting. Y'all are all saying Reese. 100% Reese for me. 100%. She is wonderful. She's beautiful. She's cute. She's sweet. She doesn't try to be anything she's not. And she's in love with that ding dong, who seems like he is precious as well, but he is a total ding dong, right? Because I mean, she said that she slid into his DMs because she saw him like crowd surfing at a basketball game and doing all these goofy things. I mean, all the pictures of him were so goofy and he ain't cute at all, but they love each other and I just love it. But I want to know, you felt bad for Ari. Me too. Me too. Why is TikTok tearing Reese up? Okay, Victoria got on Stephanie's nerves. I feel sorry for Victoria. Okay, a lot of people are saying they feel so sorry for Victoria. I don't know if y'all have seen this, but one DCC cheerleader has come out anonymously, and I don't blame her. You know, normally I don't, if you ain't gonna be man enough to put your name, but I can understand in the DCC world. And she has said, quit giving her 15 minutes. Quit giving her. There is nothing that Victoria did, has done, has said, or that has been said to Victoria that was not done to every single one of us. And I served on that cheer team with her for 4 years. And let me tell you, she never went to a wedding. She never went to a graduation. She never went to somebody's Arbonne party. Like, she just did not want to be a part. She did not want to have relationships. She wanted that title and that title only. And she figured out what role to play for this show. Okay? That is what someone has come out and said. And they did it on TikTok, and not like it was shown on TikTok, like they had written it up and it was anonymous. I don't know why, but something makes me believe that a little bit. Something just makes me believe that. I think Victoria is calculated. I think she's kind of calculated. And I think her story was good. Also, did anybody notice at the very end of America's Sweetheart, when she was being filmed, she wasn't in her bed wearing the big thing on her head. She was sitting on the field and she had gained some weight. I thought she was so cute. I thought Victoria was so cute. She'd put on a little bit of weight. I thought she was stunning without the weight. I thought she was precious with it. Like, I know we're not supposed to comment on people's bodies, and I'm sorry that I did that, but the girl got it going on no matter what, right? I'm sorry, I shouldn't have commented on anybody's body, but it was, you know, she should have got cut, but Kelly kept her because of her mom. That's what Stacey thinks. Well, I just noticed that at the end, and she was like, you know, I've had this eating disorder. I thought she was still beautiful. I think she's beautiful, but I think she's calculated. I think she's smart. There ain't nobody, let me tell you something, that goes into a Netflix reality show not already knowing what role they're going to play. No possible way. And then the last thing I will say is Anna Kate should not be a blonde. Anna Kate should not be a blonde. She would look better dark with dark hair. And the other girl that was the first captain, she was always on the front. Her boyfriend was the actor in LA. I didn't know anything he's been on. Okay? I thought Kelsey, I thought she was beautiful. I thought she was gorgeous. But yeah, you know, Phyllis, you say you hate the pressure put on them about their bodies, but I don't know how you can't when they're wearing that every week. I don't know. I mean, you know what you're signing up for, I guess is essentially what I'm trying to say. You know what you're signing up for. I just think it must be a really difficult regime to live under. And yes, for what they do and the hours they spend, I don't know how they don't make more, but it does suck. It absolutely does. It's what they signed up for. Y'all are right. It's what they signed up for. But I think they should be compensated more. Even on their weekends, they're at charity events and they're at hospitals and nursing homes, and but they know what they're getting into. And I gotta tell you, even with a Kelly and a Judy running that ship, the girls really seem to be kind to each other. And Emily Gibbs 100% agree. They should get to keep that outfit. Why are they turning that in? Why are they turning that in? That should be theirs. They have earned that. All right, so we've talked about it. I loved it. I haven't binged a show in a long time, and I binged that show. I watched 2 episodes one day and 6 the next. So anyway, love you guys. As always, we're not here on Fridays. No Fridays. We're here Monday through Thursday. So we will be here tomorrow with my favorite things. Thursday things, what I'm loving, liking, using, buying up. Okay? And we will see you then. Bye, y'all.